Strictly for the club. Strictly for the club. Strictly for the club. Strictly for the club.
About automation or how to automate in Pro Tools. So we're going to open up Pro Tools. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is create a track. Shift Command New. Let's just do a mono track initially. Yeah, let's do a mono track. All right, let's make this. You can see it. I'll make it bigger. You do that by just pressing on this, clicking on this little side gray area right here, and then picking, what you want or the size you want. All right, so you can automate almost everything in Pro Tools. And automation just allows you to adjust different parameters automatically without you having to, go in and do it or, every time. So let's start with something simple like volume. And so you would go where it says waveform right here. Click that. Um, Click volume. So this line represents the volume of, whatever it is. Matter of fact, you know, let's record something on there. Put it back on waveform. Check, check, check one, check one. So let me just turn this up a little bit. Check, check one, check one. All right, record. Check one, check one, check one, check one, check two, check two, check two, check two. All right. So we see how those are all different levels. And you can tell that this is louder over here than over here. And so, let's see. Let me turn this down so it won't be loud in your ear. So, check one, check one, check one, check one, check two, check two, check two, check two. All right, so this portion is low. Take that off a grid. So this section is low. And check one, check one. And this section is louder. Right here. Check one, check one, check. Now to automate it and to make it so that you don't have to go in and make a different section and then adjust it like this, because you can do that to each little section. Instead of doing that, you can go here to waveform, go to volume. Now this line is the volume of this track. So I'll make it a little bigger. So what you can do is highlight the section that you want to affect with the volume. So this is lower, and let's say we want to bring it up to this level. So what we'll do is highlight it, and then make sure your multi-tool is selected by clicking in the open space right above, so everything is selected. So go up to, if you position your mouse cursor above that line, it'll turn into the brackets. So then take the brackets, click, hold, and move it up a little bit to what you want. So now, if you look at it, the volume is going to change. Check one, check one, check one, check one, check two. So look here. Check one, check one, check one, check one. So you can bring up the volume. If not loud enough, go up a little more. And I'll click on the other screen to show you what the volume is doing when you play that section. Check one, check one, check one, check one. So that's without me pressing anything, it's just going to do that. That's one way to use automation. Another way to use automation is to fade things in or out. So we erase that by highlighting it and then pressing delete. Say I want this check one to fade in. So if you position the cursor, well, you know what? It's easier to click on the hand when you're doing this. So say I want this to fade in. You take the point tool, click it. That'll put when you click, it'll put a notch in your automation line. Um, and for this one, well, I guess if you're gonna see, the thing is, you want to put two usually because if you want this loud still, whatever that would be. There's nothing on this track, but maybe it is something. You'll put two because you don't want to turn that down. But anyway, you just pull it down and it'll sort of fade in. Check one, check one. Or you can fade out that way. Check one, check. And most common, this is used when like you're gonna do a double or like not a double, but like an effect where you like you have a stutter effect that's coming in like on beat. Like I'll just put it on grid. This is not. I mean, we don't have a track, so I'm just gonna put it on whatever tempo this is. So click at the grid and you want to see the little line. So maybe you want 16, so you see all the lines. And let's say this is, what is this? Check one, check one. Check, check. That's check. So so we're gonna put it back on waveform. So that says check. So say we want to make this like a stutter effect. And that's maybe the beginning of the verse or something. So what you do, you go Apple E to separate it, and then you copy. And let's say, I don't know, you want to start right here. You paste it right there, and then Apple D. Just duplicate it all up until there. So check one. So it's if I had music and you could do it on beat, you can make it whatever. So so instead of having it at the same level, you might want to fade it in, and you do that but with automation. Go to volume, click on the hand tool, make your little pivot points, drop it down, or I don't know, about right there because you want to hear the first one. Check one. So, or you can make another pivot point and then move it up higher so it goes up higher. Check one, check. So basically, you can automate volume like that, and you can do any combination to you know make whatever effects you want. Only thing I will say about whenever you automate that you have to remember is that once you do automation, you can't really adjust the track from here. So no matter what I do, it's gonna go back to the original. Check one, check one. It's just gonna because you can't automate. I mean, you can't adjust the level over here anymore once you automate. So a lot of times I don't use it this type of volume automation just because of that. And that becomes a problem later on in when you're mixing and you want to adjust the levels and you can't, and you keep trying to figure out what you might have forgot that you put automation because you switched back over to waveform, and you might have forgot that this is automated, the volume, and you wonder why every time you turn it down it won't apply. But that's the reason. All right, so you can also do the same thing with mute or pan or I don't use these two. But you also can do the same thing with, let me erase this automation. You can also do the same thing with plugins or effects. So let's say we had, um, let's just use reverb, and you wanted, no, not reverb. Let's do a delay. Let's just say you wanted, no, use a simple one. Let's say you wanted to, you want regular delays on all of these, but this last one you want a bigger delay. So the first thing you have to do is go to whatever plugin you're using and click this little box that has two boxes in it. Is that it? No, that's not it. Oh, not that one. This one, the one right under auto. I guess auto is short for automate. Um, yeah. So once you click that button, then these are all the choices you have to automate. And I probably, to get like just one that's louder, probably I would do mix. And I would add that. Or, I could do delay. I don't know. Maybe it might. I could do it. I'll just add it just in case. So you add them over here and you press OK. Now, when you go over here, it'll be listed in your little list. And you can choose delay or mix. Or whatever you added, it'll be here. So say I'll do mix. So that's the mix line. That's how much this is mixed in right now. So say that's a regular amount. Let me see if I turn it down. So let me see. So when I do move it, it does move the line, which is cool. All right, so you can see. So that's so say for this particular one, I want the mix to be higher. I would I just highlight it. Let me go make sure that the multi tool is or smart tool is enabled. I'll highlight this one and then position the cursor right there until it turns into a bracket, and then I'll just turn the mix up. So let's see. Check one, check one. Check one. Well, you can't really hear it. They must turn up more. Check one, check. It's not the mix. Let's do the feedback. Well, you get the point. Whatever you want to automate, that's what you can automate it that way. And I mostly use it. I don't use it in situations like this, to tell you the truth. If I wanted just to make this have a lot more echo, I would just highlight it and use audio sweep. That's what I would do most of the time. What I use automation for mostly is for auto tune situations where maybe the note, maybe like one particular note is not like sounding right in auto tune. I'll turn auto tune off just on that word. And you can automate the on and off, like say if this was auto tune. If this was auto tune, I want to automate it. I would automate the master bypass. You could also, change it to different keys too for different segments of your song, but I usually don't use it for any of that. Master bypass. So now this is in there, master bypass. So one is off and so down is probably on, and then you pull it up, it's off. So so it wouldn't be like if this was if I was singing and it didn't work out in auto tune, but it sounded all right when I sung it without auto tune. I would turn auto tune off just for that little phrase or that one word. And so it's pretty. Um, you can do you can do this with any plugin. So any plugin I pick, um, like if I wanted to do, I don't know.
Check one, check.
Let's see, what plugin is this?
Check one. Check one, check one. Check one, check one. Check two, check two, check two, check two. Check one, check one. Check one, check one. Check one, check one. Check one. Check one, check one. Check one, check one. Check two, check two. Check two, check two.
Okay, so let's just say I want it. Let's just say we can. Or you can see it. Say right here.
Check one, check one. Check one, check one.
Say I only want this lo-fi effect on the loud ones. This one and this phrase. So go to lo-fi, go to automation, master bypass, add. Okay. And then go here to lo-fi, master bypass.
Check one, check one. Check one, check.
So from here to here, I want it off. So I'll put that up. From here to here, I want it off. So it's not going to be on those.
Check one, check one. Check one, check one. Check two, check two. Check two, check two.
So,
check one, check one. Check one, check one.
So
check two.
You can do automation with plugins without worrying about the volume control issue that I was talking about, because the volume still can be changed when you're doing automation with volume. It's an issue. So I wouldn't suggest that you do it because you're probably gonna forget, especially if you got a lot of tracks. So yeah, that's
check one, check one.
I mean, that doesn't sound clean. I don't like when things don't sound clean, but whatever.
Check one, check one.
Anyway.
Check one, check one. Check one, check one. Check two, check two. Check two, check two.
So yeah, that's how you do automation, and you can pretty much do it for anything, any parameter. All right, till next time.